welcome to the Keep It Real AF podcast. I'm Amy, and I started this podcast because I missed my friends. Life in your 50s isn't always easy, and it can feel like you're doing it all on your own, but you're not. We're here to talk about the things that matter and maybe even have a laugh along the way.
My vote, we start with skincare. I cannot wait to tell you guys about this amazing new product line I just found.
Meanwhile, I'm just over here trying to figure out my next career move and how to find a man. Priorities, right?
Yep, this is what we're about, keeping it real. A little friend time makes everything better. So glad you're here. Can't wait to hang out. All right, we're back with another episode of Keep It Real AF. I'm here with my friends, and we are so psyched to be back. I know, and just talking to people who've listened, people want to know about some updates with Emily. I'm actually hanging on the end of my chair because I have stuff about the jeans that she has purchased that we need to have. And so we're psyched to be here. If you're the first time friend listening, we are moms that just want a little fun time. And so we're talking all topics that you probably care about. And P.S., if you're one of our children, get off now because this is our mom time and we're just going to have some fun and have some girl chat. Our topic today, because we want to make sure we share some really valuable stuff. So our topic today is all about skincare because we love our products. And I brought one of my friends on, Laura, who also is my skincare nurse that I love. Laura, do you want to say hi and just give a quick rundown on you? And
Sure. I have been a nurse for 37 years. I'm a registered nurse, and I worked in skincare for 15 years. And Amy's been a patient of mine for a long time. I was introduced to her by her mother, and then her mother referred Amy to me, which is how a lot of my patients end up. I take care of their parents, and then they refer their children to me, their daughters, because they see the benefits of skincare. And so that's how I came to know Amy.
And thank you so much for coming on. I mean, we all love our products. And every time I go into Laura, and it's like she could be God. She's like, I see her skin is gorgeous. And I'm like, whatever you say, I do. So I'm excited for you to share some ideas. I mean, I would consider myself a little bit of a product hoe. I have a lot that I like. I mean, I think all of us like the products that will do this, that, or the other. So I think we need to simplify and we need to think about what are the top products. So it'll be great to hear about that. But I mean, first things first, we need a little tea. How are you, my friend? You had some big things going on in your life. How are you?
Yes. So I'll spill the tea. I feel like I need that cocktail that you're having right now, Amy. I know it's a mocktail.
It's a mocktail.
It's a mocktail. I want a cocktail. So spilling the tea. Okay, so first update job. Well, it just didn't get good news. They moved on with other candidates.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I know. So it was not the job for me. And that, trust me, yesterday was a very hard day for me mentally, and I got in my head and had my pity party and just like bawled my eyes out. I didn't want to talk to anyone, how you get in your ways.
Yeah.
And so I had my own little pity party. And then I just said, Emily, no, you've got to keep a positive attitude about this. It wasn't the right job for you. God has a different plan.
Yeah.
And put my big girl panties on and move on. Amy and I have a little inside story about big girl panties.
You were the best example. You pull your big girl panties up all I want to be. You know how to do that. And seriously, it's been less than a day, and you're like, all right, what's next? So
yeah,
I mean, your attitude is
sucks.
It does.
Mentally,
it still sucks.
I'm exhausted. I am exhausted from just the search and all of that. But there's a plan, and there's a plan, and I know it's going to happen.
I believe that. I'm sorry. I'm
thanks.
sorry.
I really appreciate it.
It's their, honestly, I mean, it's cliche, but it is their loss. Truly, it's their loss. So
yeah. So
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Steph, when I talked to Emily, I reminded her of your advice. Steph, as some of our friends may know, is like this kick-ass executive in HR and does all this stuff. And so you are the expert, but I reminded her of your advice. Like, let's get marketing. Like, literally, let's reach
Yes.
out to people and not be afraid to say, hey, I would love your help.
Yeah.
To like, just be friendly and, persistent and intentional about who you're reaching out to. So I thought of you, Steph. I was like, let's
Yeah.
think about how do we really put that to
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah. Yeah. So upward and onward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the
man.
job update. The out of town update. So went to Little Nashville. And so y'all, it is such a cute little Hallmark town. If you've never been to
What is
Nashville,
Little Nashville?
it's Nashville, Indiana.
Nashville,
And
Indiana.
Indiana. Yes. It is the cutest place. Like the best time to go is in the fall, but it's like a Hallmark town. They have so many cute little shops and restaurants and bars and it's
Oh.
great. So we had an amazing time. It was a
Oh.
great time.
Good.
We have so much chemistry. Like I always have so much fun when we're together. And but
You
y'all,
know
I did
what
not
that means.
but I didn't want to force the question. I didn't want to force it, so I didn't ask it. So
You didn't have a define the relationship moment.
I did not
You
have
just
I did
rolled
not
with it.
say,
And that's
so where do you
okay.
see this going? I didn't. And
It's,
I didn't want to
yeah.
force it. So
Yeah.
How
Good
are those
move.
moments when I know, like, that's like totally reading the room there. How about like, because I think when you start to like stay together places and, you're with each other when it's not, in the morning, when you have like morning breath, you're just not looking as great as you do when you're all, primed. Like, how, like, is it easy or is it like, how are those moments?
yes, it's very easy. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
So you're very
Well, thank
comfortable
you.
with
What
each other. It's very natural. You just
It
feel,
is. Yeah.
yeah,
It is, yeah.
cool.
Very
you
natural
can be
and
you.
yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Nice.
Yeah.
When
So
are you seeing him? When are you seeing Out of Counter next?
should either this weekend or next weekend.
Okay. Well, Valentine's Day is on the horizon.
Oh,
is.
shit.
You
That's
never know.
right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So Emily,
well,
are you
thanks
going to
for,
ask
like,
him
sharing.
where the relationship?
I will.
Do you still
I
want to ask
will
him where
when
it's
I
going, or do you feel like you just kind of want to let it
yes.
go?
No. I totally do want to ask him where it's going because Laura, 2025 is a year for me that I want to be able to be like in a committed relationship. So I definitely want to ask that, but I want it to be natural and not seem forced.
Yeah.
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 Like,
Because
I
we're
can
in
see
this
that. Yeah.
stage of hanging out, non-committal, but doing things that seem like otherwise. So I don't know. So that's what I just need a little definition of what's happening. Like, where is it going? But
Sure. Well, it'll naturally, when the time is right, it'll naturally seem like the right time to ask the question and
Yeah.
have the conversation.
I'm so bad at that. I do not know how to play it cool. So I get you. Like, I would like have forced it, made it uncomfortable. I just like to know, but like, I want to know for you. So I can't wait until you know. We'll get more updates as time goes on. So much to talk about, but I wanted to let you know, I asked Laura to come. We were figuring out when we were record, and Laura said, well, if we do it this day, I might have really puffy, swollen eyes because she was getting a treatment but I don't know. But what did you have done, Laura? And like, you looked great.
Yeah, I
There's
don't
nothing. It
see.
was just,
Yeah,
don't
I know I
either.
don't know you. I've never met you, but I don't
So
see
what I
anything.
Well, the swelling isn't really bad right now. Now, if you had seen me yesterday, it looked like I had 2 golf balls under my eyes because it's very puffy when you have it done. What it's called is PRFM, plasma rich fibrin matrix. And basically what it is my daughter did it for me. She's a nurse practitioner and she works in aesthetics. So she withdraws blood, just one small tube of blood, not very much, and puts it in a centrifuge. And what that does is it spins out and separates the red blood cells from the plasma. Then she takes the plasma and draws it up in a syringe, just one syringe, and she injects half of it under each eye, about 3 injections under each eye. And the whole point of what she's doing is when you inject that plasma, what it does is it attracts stem cells. And when stem cells come and deposit in the site, it will rebuild new cells for whatever area you're injecting it. Some people will do it for sports injuries. You can do it anywhere on the entire body. And wherever you inject that plasma, the stem cells will migrate to that site and you will rebuild new cells to whatever area it was injected. Does that make sense?
So what are the
So by her
benefits?
injecting it under my eye, I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm starting to get more hollowness under my eyes. I'm losing a little bit of the elasticity under my eyes. So by her injecting this, what it's going to do is it's going to attract those stem cells. Those stem cells will grow and regenerate over the next couple months, and they will rebuild new tissue that was originally existing there. So I will do this roughly every 3 months. And the more you do it, the more tissue you're going to regenerate. So when I started, she said I would probably need 3 treatments. So I would do 1 treatment roughly every 3 months. And then if I wanted to continue to do more, I could. If I wanted to stop sooner, I could. But you're very, very puffy because it's the actual plasma that she's injected. And then over the next 2 or 3 days, that completely goes away. But like I said, if you're trying to treat hollowness, by the end of the time where you're swollen, that swelling actually almost fills in the hollow of your eye. So you don't look swollen and puffy at all. It actually just looks like it's filled in the way it should be.
Wow. Do people never heard of that?
I mean, I don't. Me neither.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of like
Where else
plasma-rich protein, plasma-rich platelets, things like that, PRP? Yeah. Well, it's very common. They do it a lot with sports injuries. And like I said, you can have it done for any part of the body. And what it's going to do is it's going to regenerate tissue and cells for whatever area that it's injected. Hopefully, I'll do this 3 times. This is my 2nd time. And by the 3rd time, I won't have to do it anymore. It'll last for probably about 1.5 to 2 years, give you an idea. And normally, if you were going to have this done, it's roughly $600 per injection, to give you an idea.
Holy smoker
Whoa.
jets. Jeez.
Yeah. So, but I've seen people, this is my 2nd treatment, but the first kind of series I've done. But I've seen people that have had it done, and it's really impressive how much it just kind of regenerates that tissue.
Laura, I've heard about people that get like filler injected under their eye. And the thought of that seems kind of terrifying to me. Like filler to me is kind of a scary thing. But this seems much more of a natural approach than
It's
putting
much more
filler
natural.
underneath your eye.
It is, because when you inject filler, you're actually injecting a hyaluronic acid gel consistency almost. And number one, you can get a lot of bruising. It's a much thicker substance, so you tend to get more swelling, more bruising. And I just don't think it's nearly as natural, because you can almost get, it almost looks like a swelling under the eye. Whereas with this, it's your own cells that are coming to that site, and you're just rebuilding more of your own natural cells. So it is completely natural. You're not putting anything foreign in there. And like I even said to my daughter, I said, now, when you inject this, are you sure you're not hitting a blood vessel, or you're not injecting something into a blood vessel? And she said, well, Mom, it doesn't matter if I do, because literally I withdrew it from a blood vessel. So if it does go back into a blood vessel, it's no big deal, because that's where it came from. Whereas if you inject filler into a blood vessel, it can be really, really dangerous. So I just think it's a much more natural look, and I think it's much safer. And literally, it takes 5 minutes. It's so fast. So they withdraw the blood, they spin it, which takes maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And then the actual injection itself, she numbs the skin first. And then the injection itself takes maybe 5 minutes. It's fast. I'm in and out of the office within 45 minutes.
It doesn't look like you had a treatment.
No, not at
Like
all.
the downtime.
I don't
seems-
feel
yeah.
like when I go out, I don't feel like I look as if anybody would look at me and think, what did she have done? Or why are her eyes swollen? They're just a little bit puffier than normal, but they're not crazy. The first day, it's much more swollen, but each day it gets less and less over the next 2 or 3 days. So, and it's nothing, it's something you would either have to have a nurse or a nurse practitioner do. An esthetician is not licensed to do this.
Okay.
Because you're drawing blood and handling
Because-
blood. Is that why? Because you're drawing blood?
Correct. And you're
Okay.
doing certain injections, and estheticians are not allowed to do certain injections depending on what it is.
Okay.
And because you're drawing
Oh,
blood.
interesting.
Yeah. I think it's really helpful to know just because I didn't understand that there's, I don't know, call it a hierarchy, but there's definitely levels of expertise when it comes to skincare. I was not aware of that until Laura made me aware of that. So what I love talking like what's new, what's happened. Let's get into some of the things we love and why. I was thinking maybe Laura, since you were just doing some talking, maybe Emily or Steph could share one of their favorite products and why they love it. And you can maybe help us to understand why we're loving it. And then you can weave in there too. Does that sound good?
Sure.
So, I have a lot to share, but I'm going to pick one. I'm just going to share what I love. I love my HA intensifier. If I had to pick one, I love my HA intensifier because I don't even know what it does, but when I put it on, I feel like I get like an instant plumping. Is that really happening, Laura?
Yes.
Why do you think I love this so much?
That
'Cause I
is
feel
one
like
of my
it-
favorite products. So what HA intensifier is, HA stands for hyaluronic acid. And we naturally have hyaluronic acid in our bodies. Any place we need lubrication, in our joints, in our skin, any place you need, what HA does is it binds to water. So wherever you need lubrication in the body, you naturally have hyaluronic acid. But as you age, you stop producing it. It's like collagen. You know, we have plenty of it when we're younger, but as we age, we produce less and less of it. So what HA intensifier does is it's twofold. It's actual hyaluronic acid that you are immediately putting on the skin, but it also has an added ingredient in there that stimulates the cells to produce more of its own hyaluronic. So it's not just you're putting it on and then when it wears off, your skin looks dry again. You're putting it on for that immediate hydration, but then you're also stimulating the cells to build more hyaluronic acid on its own. I always kind of compare it to retin A. I don't know how familiar you are with retin A, but retin A stimulates the production of collagen because we stop producing it. HA intensifier stimulates the production of hyaluronic acid because we don't produce it as much as well. And when I use I use that same product, Amy, HA intensifier. It's one of my favorites. And it has a plumping effect to it. If you have fine lines, if you put that on twice a day, it is unbelievable how within a day or two, you can see those lines soften. And if I run out of it and I haven't used it for a while, those lines will come right back.
Interesting. Okay, so the more I use it, the more it'll help to stay plump. I think that's my takeaway.
I like to use it twice a day. I think I can tell a difference if I use it once or twice. I prefer it twice.
Amy, who
It just
makes
feels
that?
like that.
Who makes that product? Is that SkinCeuticals?
Yes.
It is. Mm-hmm.
It's French product.
Yeah.
There you
Steph loves
go.
the French. So It's the French.
Steph
Gotta love the
traveled
French.
quite a bit to France, and you are hot on the French products.
And I am curious about them too. I did place a few orders because you've inspired me, but I want to hear let's go there. What's one of your favorites, Steph?
Yeah. So I spent a lot of time in France, and there's a couple of things. So first of all, I just genuinely love sort of the no makeup look, just in general. And I think that, French women really do this very well, just the way that they have a way to look very natural without looking made up. And I've also spent a lot of time in the French pharmacies. We could do a whole podcast on this. But there is a brand that I like. It is a French brand. It is 100% made in France. You have to order it. It ships from France. It is vegan. It is totally natural. It's silicone free. It's called Typology. So these two products. So this is
We will link
like-
them in the product in the show notes.
yeah.
just,
So
you know,
this
a
is like
typology.
hair meets color. So I will put this one is a tinted serum. It is vitamin C, squalane, and aloe vera. And it comes in like 10 different shades. And you sort of pick your shade, but it is more like a skincare product than a makeup. So I don't like a foundation. I don't like a concealer. So I will just use a very light moisturizer. And then I'll take 3 drops of this. And these are the glow drops, the Typology glow drops. And I put 1 drop of this. This is 5% vitamin C and aloe. And this is like an illumination. I don't even know. It's like a dewy, glowy, like beautiful thing. So 3 drops of this, 1 drop of this. I mix it together and I'm done. And
Oh my God, you had me at dewy. Anything dewy? I mean,
this
I'm
is
so
a
dry.
dewy.
I don't know.
This is a glowy. And you put them together and it is just the most perfect. Like, and I use my hands to put it on. I just, like how they do online and they put it on their face and let it drip down. That doesn't really work. So I just put it on my hands and rub it in and that's it. And I'm out the door and a little bit of mascara and I'm done. And my has never looked better.
So is there any
Wow.
coverage at all with it, or is it more sheer, just the tint?
It's sheer. So there's a tiny bit of coverage, but it feels more like it doesn't feel at all like a concealer or a foundation or anything like that. It's a little bit lighter than a tinted moisturizer. It's not heavy at all, but it just feels so soft.
Does it have SPF in it?
There's no SPF in it.
Okay.
So I would definitely put an SPF on top, and I have an amazing French SPF brand. But these products are also extremely affordable. This is $45 and this is $36 and they ship free from France.
Oh,
so
wow.
This is,
Ooh,
and so there's a whole line. There's an entire line. There's a caffeine mask. I am not paid by Typology, by the way. This is just like.
By the way, this is like episode 1 of 30 on skincare. So more coming because I don't even know, I think we need like a full stop here on dewy and glowy.
Well,
dewy
but
and
these
glowy
are my
episode,
two. This for me is it. I have a whole bathroom full of others, but like this is perfection right here.
And they only sell it in France.
Have you guys heard of
here?
Yeah, you have to order it here and it ships from France, but it's very fast and it's free shipping.
So have you guys heard of like A313, that French product? What's that all about?
Yeah, so you can buy it over the counter. It's not as strong as the prescription retinol that you can get here. It's a non-prescription version, but you can buy over the counter there. It's called A313. It's very, very popular. The prescription version that you can get here is much stronger.
Have you heard of it, Laura?
I've not heard of that, but when you're talking about the retinols and different things, a lot of people get confused with retinol. And retinol is a family of drugs. There's all different levels of retinol. Retin-A is the prescription strength of a retinol.
That's right.
So most people in our age group, we need the Retin-A's. Usually if I have a
tretinoin, right?
Exactly, tretinoin.
Yes.
It comes in
Showing you
different strengths. Yes. So it's usually a 0.025.
We all are showing our
yes, all of our secrets. So there's usually 3 different strengths of that. And then if you have somebody who's really, really sensitive, they might not be able to tolerate a Retin-A. So then they'd go down to a retinol. Or maybe, people in their 20s or people that really don't need the strength of a Retin-A yet would be really good for a retinol. But if you can get a Retin-A, it's amazing the difference.
Yeah. I try to use that at least 3 days a week. And I notice my skin looks a lot different when I don't notice. Is that one of your top 3, Laura, is a Retin-A somewhere in there?
My top 3, my first one, hands down, is a UVA UVB sunblock. The one I like, it reminds me a lot, Stephanie, of the product you were talking about. I have this one here. It's made by Elta. And
I love it.
Yes, this flies off the shelf in our office. It's $41, so it's really reasonable. But this has a sunscreen, a moisturizer, and a tint in it. All 3 things. So you're getting 3 different products all in this. It's extremely sheer. And the tint, it'll even your skin tones out, but it doesn't look like you have makeup on. It just makes your skin look
No, I love
very
it.
even, and it's very sheer and glowy. And you can get it with a tint, without a tint, with a moisturizer, without a moisturizer. A lot of men like this. Women will buy it for their husbands without the tint, but that way it gets them a moisturizer and a sunscreen together in it. And it's really, really reasonable. So hands down, my first
Every single person in my family, the young ones and my teen boys, and there are some 20-year-olds who listen to this podcast. We had 20-year-olds listen. These women, Claire and Lexi, I told them I would give them a shout out. They're awesome ladies, young professionals. Wear your sunscreen, ladies. Then you won't even probably have to have these conversations. Wear your sunscreen now, like right now.
Well, this one in particular, it's really good for young kids because I have 5 children and 3 daughters, and they love this product. Originally, they started using it. They weren't using it for the sunscreen. They loved the tint and the moisturizer because they didn't want to wear makeup to school. They didn't want to wear makeup all the time, but it just, like I said, it evened their skin out. It made it look really glowy. And I loved that they were using it because it had the sunscreen in it. They get this all the time. This is one of their absolute favorites.
Awesome.
So that's the sunscreen. And the second one is vitamin C, some type of antioxidant. Vitamin C is probably the most popular antioxidant. Usually when you buy vitamin C, it's going to come in a 10, a 15, or a 20%. So just depending on your skin type, if you're more sensitive, you're going to go down to like the 10%. But what vitamin C does, it prevents. So it prevents the age spots. It prevents the collagen breakdown. It prevents the skin cancers. When you put it on, what it does to your skin, it just evens everything out. Everything is very, very consistent. The color, the texture, the tone, everything becomes very even in your skin. And if you ever use it, it breaks down with light and with air. So you always want to make sure you keep that lid on very tight. Don't leave it sitting on the counter. Always put it in a cabinet or a drawer because it breaks down. And it tends to be kind of pricey. So vitamin C, out of every single product we carry, if I could only pick one, vitamin C is what I'd pick. I love it. And then the third one is retinol. And what the retinols do is they speed up your cell turnover. So normally your cells turn over about every 4 to 6 weeks. If you throw a retinol in there, what it does is it irritates the cells so they die faster. So you build new cells quicker. So those cells are always turning over. It is the top product on the market to rebuild collagen. So if the fine lines, the wrinkles, is it going to look like you got a facelift? No, but it's absolutely going to soften the fine lines. It's going to lighten up any kind of age spots because, again, it's turning those cells over so quickly that they're going to exfoliate off. It builds circulation, so it gives your skin a nice, healthy glow to your skin. And it's just, if you have the beginning stage of a skin cancer, of a basal cell, a lot of times it will turn those cells over so quickly that it never develops into the basal cell. So a lot of patients that come in that are prone to skin cancers, a lot of men, golfers, things like that will come into our office. Usually their dermatologist has them on Retin-A, not for the cosmetic effects, but they're doing it to prevent the skin cancers. So if you're prone to that, Retin-A is a really good product also to help with that.
It's great to know. Laura, show us, for listeners, we might describe it. So this is a tip because some people can't tolerate it. So what are your tips? Like, I remember you showed me, like, some people think you do rub it all over your face. Like, what is the best way to apply it? And if you're having, I get dry skin around my mouth, like the thinner areas of my face, what are your tips so you can apply it in the right way?
Okay. So the first thing is it always goes on at night. It makes you more prone to a sunburn, so you never want to put it on first thing in the morning. It always goes on at night. You want to make sure your skin is completely dry because any moisture in the skin is going to increase the irritation. Retin-A is very acidic, so it can irritate the skin. So you want to make sure the skin is completely dry. They say for an average size face, which I think most of us would be considered an average size face, you're going to use roughly the size of a pea for your entire face.
For your entire face?
Wow. The entire face. Okay. Yeah. It is not a product where more is better. It is definitely the least amount you can use, but still cover the skin. You don't want to go under the...
Sorry. And do you mix it with a moisturizer or you just put it on just as is?
You never, ever, ever want to mix it with anything. There's only one product you would ever mix it with. But But as a general rule, you never want to mix it, because if you mix it with anything, it's going to break it down and it's going to increase the irritation in the skin. So a lot of people think you're not allowed to use a moisturizer with Retin-A. You can use a moisturizer, and more than likely you're going to need a moisturizer because it tends to be drying, but you want to wait for at least 15 minutes before anything else goes on the skin, because you don't want anything to mix with it.
Good to know. Okay. 15 minutes.
And then when you put it on, you want to
you.
avoid the eyes. You don't go. My general guideline I tell people is the orbital bone below the eye, stop there. The eyebrow, stop there. And then when you put it on the little creases around your nose and down through here, just be careful not to get it too close, because if it sits in there, like I said, it's acidic and it'll irritate that skin. So if you just kind of go like within a half an inch to an inch of that area, Retin-A will travel. So it's still going to hit those sites, but it's not going to be quite as irritating.
Dude, you're so awesome about how you explain things. So thank you so much. And Emily, you have your skin is gorgeous. What, you have something you wanted to share too. What's your favorite?
Yeah. So mine's like drugstore cheap, y'all.
I love it.
Neutrogena retinol eye cream. This is, if I had to pick Elta MD, the tinted moisturizer, that is definitely a go-to, and I use that. But if I had to pick one product, and I use this twice a day, or even if I'm refreshing, I will put my eye cream on again, because I don't have crow's feet. I'm 52. I don't have crow's feet, and I use it there, and I use a little bit above my lip as well. And I love it. I have been using it for, I don't know how long. I have tried the $70, $80, $100 plus eye creams that are out there, and it just doesn't work like this does. Like it works for me amazing.
So you don't use an eye cream with it?
No, it is the eye cream, like the Neutrogena.
It is their eye cream. Okay.
Yes, it's the retinol eye cream.
Emily? Is it tinted? Or
No,
it's just
it's just a Retinol, Neutrogena retinol eye cream.
Yeah.
So
try that.
after I wash my face, that's the first thing that I put on. And then I'll put the Ulta MD tinted moisturizer over it.
Great option.
Yeah. I think I have so many more things I want to share, but I know that like we're like we have to have another. We have to do more.
Yes.
We have to do more on skincare, because like there's so many great things. But I've been dying to follow up on something. So I am going to see my son in a couple of weeks. I've been thinking about the jeans stuff. Your jeans comment has got me thinking, because I mean, I wonder if there are friends or moms out there. Like, I'm going to visit my son for like, it's a mom's weekend for his fraternity. And like, I'm wearing, like, I have sweats because, you know, it's part of my job, health and fitness. And I haven't bought new clothes in a long time. I just want to look good. I want to like feel like I'm looking cool. And I want to talk about it. Like, what should I be thinking? And I specifically wore this jean jacket because my husband showed me a TikTok. Some lady, there's some TikTok making fun of middle-aged women and their jean jackets. So
I love my jean jackets.
In
multiples.
Jean jackets.
I love it.
Jean jackets
and they
go
look
with
good.
everything. Yeah.
Yes.
And they've been in style forever. Me.
Jean jackets are not
on these
thing.
little TikTokers. They can say whatever they want. Well, you know, whatever.
Yeah. But I do wear my jean jacket all the time. But I have like go-to, I'll call them uniform when I go out. I have like one or two outfits. It's time for me to explore. And I want to like, I just feel like I'm going to go on campus with the other moms. And so where do I start? I've got a couple weeks. So I need to be thinking about this.
So what kind of jeans?
I don't know. I want to see your jeans and I want you to give me tips. Do I go to Evereve? Where do I shop? Where should I go to look at cool clothes? I go to, here's my son.
I love
where did you get your
Anthropologie
jeans stuff?
stuff.
So my jeans are a brand called AYR, and I ordered them.
Show them. Do you have them?
AYR. It's based in New York. They are a little bit of an investment piece of the jeans. But I have to tell you, I don't know that I have really worn jeans this comfortable. And there's a couple of different cuts that I like. So I know you can't see me, but you girls know I am very short-waisted. I'm on the taller side. I have really long legs, but I have absolutely no waist. So a high-waisted jean for me is like torture because I feel like they're up to here. Like, and I'm just like a leg.
The mom
Um,
jeans that used to be
I don't like
thing.
high-waist jean. I also don't think it's great. I don't think it's super
Yeah.
flattering in most
Agreed.
body types. So
And I hate the flare. I hate the flare phase that we're in with jeans because I have to hem them all. I'm not that tall.
Well,
I hate
so
it.
AYR might be a good choice. So I have two styles of the jean that I like. One is called the Pop, P-O-P. It is a true mid-rise. Like, I love my mid-rise. It is a straight leg, and it's an ankle. It's not frayed. So, and it's a dark, dark denim, but it is straight and it is not crop. It is just the perfect ankle. And I love that one. So I don't know what the weather is. There's another one called the Secret Sauce, and that's sort of like their cult favorite. It is not a flare. It's a little bit of it's not a flare, and it's also not like a super wide. It's somewhere in the middle. And it is down, and it is like a perfect, like if you're wearing a flat or a ballet flat or a sneaker or something, it'll just skim right on top. And they come in 3 different lengths. So those are the jeans that I'm loving at the moment. And you can get them in, like I said, in 2 or 3 different lengths. And I love that because I have
Steph
body
is the
type.
friend. She is the friend, and we all need a friend like this. And if you don't have a friend like this, you should ask for a friend like this. But if I'm ever with Steph, Emily and I are like cut from the same cloth. We were black and we were white, and now we're actually into cream.
I love cream.
Anything we wear, we have like 3 genres. And every time I see Steph's, I'd be like, you should say it really nice. Why don't you try this shirt? Like,
Or green. I've really been
So
into like
sugary.
the green, like the army, like
Yes.
a mossy green. Green. I
Nice.
love green.
It's a nice color.
I know.
Is it?
Okay, where do you guys shop? Like, where should I look? Where are your favorites? Lori, were you saying something Anthropology?
I love Anthropology jeans. They
We do.
Ever Eve, I like. You go to TJ Maxx a lot. Now, TJ Maxx is not good for
Okay.
jeans. You can find a lot of things in TJ Maxx, but you cannot find jeans because you've got to try too many things on.
Yeah.
But Anthropology are my jeans. Cabby has really good jeans.
Okay, good. I'm like mentally taking notes. I'll just replay the
What
podcast.
you do, really stretch yourself. Go to Aritzia and get an amazing pair of the Effortless pants, which are kind of like you can get them in different colors, and throw on a sneaker.
What are you talking? What is this? Aritzia?
Aritzia?
What's that?
Aritzia. Not
Never
familiar
heard
with that.
You guys don't on Aritzia? You must.
No, we need.
Never heard of it.
We don't. We
Oh.
need one. Apparently.
Well, yeah.
I can't wear
Got
anything but
some
cute
United stuff?
sneakers too.
I'm in Detroit. It's a Canadian brand, but I, for sure, yeah. We'll have to double check. I would be shocked if they didn't have Aritzia in
No, I mean,
Chicago or in Cincinnati.
We'll look and we'll look.
Yeah,
we will
I'll
look
look.
and we will
I'll
find
look.
links.
But this is
and-
kind of, yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
I think this should be like a topic, an ongoing topic. Like,
It
how
should.
might we just look? I don't know. Add things to our look. So
Yeah.
I'm,
So,
some
Some
jeans
jeans for me. I like White House Black Market. So that
Mhm.
no matter
Good old
what,
staple.
like their sizes are always very accurate, although they stretch out. Like I really like them, so it's almost like you have to go because they do get a little stretchy. And then this here I'm talking like drugstore again, like Old Navy. They
I
have
love it.
they have their rock star jeans, so it's more of like that tapered fit, and it's like a mid-rise rock star and several different types of colors, but I love them. And I do like the flare, more of like a boot cut, especially if I'm wearing like my cowboy boots. I do like a boot cut, and then I would go Wrangler jeans.
Oh,
Wrangler jeans.
sorry.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'm bringing the country out. Who doesn't love a good fit of Wrangler jeans?
I've never tried them. I'm not opposed.
You should.
but
Never tried.
I
You
don't know
should.
why we
No,
were
I-
wearing them in Nashville.
I know.
I know. Wow. Did you wear them in Little Nashville this weekend? What was
I
your
did not
look in
wear
Little
my-
Nashville? Like,
I
I'm
didn't
gonna-
wear my
What were
cowboy
you
boots,
sporting?
but
Okay.
I do have a tendency to wear my Wranglers with my cowboy boots. I just
Did you bling it out? What was your style?
little puffer vest sweater with a cute little jacket over and some tapered jeans and cute shoes, but comfortable shoes because we did a lot of walking.
Yes.
But yeah, try Wrangler bootcut jeans.
Well, yeah. And like we were talking the last podcast about themes and like our goals for the year. I think I'm gonna be a little more adventurous. I wear the same things. I have uniforms. So I'm gonna break out. I mean, every time I walk into Laura's office, she probably knows I have on my workout pants. And like Steph, there you are. She cute little sweaters and her outfits, all these names I don't even know.
I know.
I'm gonna have to listen to this. I'm gonna put all this in the show notes.
She's Miss
What else?
International.
What other updates have we made? I did have someone write me, and they did want to know the power strength of your white shirt.
So it is Crest 3D white strips.
I can
There's
see
really
it.
a strength.
Yeah, is it 18?
Does it say 18?
Oh, there is. There is for sure because one of my children, because they listened to this podcast, said, I one-upped you. I'm order power to the 34 whitening strips for $75 with my birthday money.
Yeah, it definitely was not $75. So it just says, it says express whitening Crest.
Do your teeth ever get sensitive when you do that, Emily?
I do it like every every other week. So like twice a month. And I'll only put it on for maybe 45 minutes. And they're pretty good.
I think
do
that
mine
must be the
because I
key.
get sensitive. So I use Sensodyne toothpaste for like 2 or 3 days before I whiten. And it gets rid of any of the sensitivity. Because I know a lot of people are sensitive from the whitening strips and the trays. But if you use the Sensodyne toothpaste for a couple days, it completely eliminates all that.
Nice.
So I want to be sensitive to the time.
Yes.
I do have a question for you, Laura. What other topics should we be covering?
Hormones. You would not believe how many women I get that come into the office and they have so many questions. And it's not a topic that they're always comfortable talking about, but they really want to know. That's a big one.
Great.
Any kind of menopausal things, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think there are so many women out there and they have symptoms and they think there's something wrong with them and they don't even realize they're just in menopause. But so many women don't ask questions and so many doctors don't bring things up that I think a lot of women experience these things and they have no idea that that's what it is. So I think that's a huge topic for women in our age bracket. And then just the changes that come with all that. So changes in your hair, changes in your skin, changes in your body, changes in your attitude and your moods. And I think, again, that all kind of falls in place with the hormones. So I think those are very popular topics that women are interested in. And then, what I think is a really big topic right now is functional medicine. So I know, there's traditional medicine, and traditional medicine is how to treat disease. And then functional medicine is how to be healthy to prevent the disease and also to actually eliminate a lot of the disease you may have by creating a healthy body.
Cool.
So
awesome. Yeah, thank you. Those are all great ones. Obviously, the functional
Yes.
medicine is near and dear to my heart. Steph, anything to sign us off for the
Laura,
podcast?
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hope you guys have a great week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for joining. Share this with your friends. We'll see you next time.